Project Newman, welcome back. So you're trying to lose weight, and it seems like it's a drag. It's so hard. It seems like everybody else has it so much easier. And here you are, trying to do all these weird diets, and nothing's working. And when you lose a little bit of weight, it seems like it came with such a struggle. And you had to do so many weird things. It seems so unnatural. And you kind of just know that you're not going to be able to sustain it. You're going to gain it back. So what's the solution? And why is it that certain people stay so slim, but whenever you just look at food, it feels like you gain weight? So today that's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about the inner economy, your metabolism, and how to change your hormones that determine your metabolism. So I have to tell you about William Davis, because William Davis is a cardiologist who became super famous. He wrote Supergut, New York Times bestseller. Because the problem with William Davis was that he was doing all these heart surgeries, and people who had unhealthy arteries and were extremely overweight, and he just knew deep down, yeah, I'm making money from this, but at the same time, this isn't curing their disease. So how do I actually help them get better versus just doing these surgeries and they remain obese and unhealthy and they're going to need another surgery? He was a real doctor, in other words. So what he did was he started researching different ways to actually help his patients lose weight. And what he found was people with more healthy gut flora actually have better blood pressure. And so being a cardiologist, he thought, well, I'm going to change my patient's gut flora to help with their blood pressure. So he started giving them diets. He started giving them foods to avoid and foods to eat. He particularly incubated bacterial strains into their gut, which is kind of like sending a superhero colony, like a whole colony of policemen and firefighters and superheroes into your gut. And he found after a couple of weeks, people weren't just improving their blood pressure and their cholesterol like he was looking for them to do. He actually found that people were effortlessly losing weight. We're talking 20, 30, 40, 50, sometimes even more pounds. No diet, no change in exercise, just changing the bacteria in their system. And so he started looking into this more and more, and he found the more he was able to transform people's gut health, the more he was actually able to change their entire health when it comes to not only weight, but when it comes to all the biomarkers that people try to change when they're going to their doctor. Cholesterol, blood pressure, insulin levels, and they just felt better. They felt emotionally like they're more integrated, more prone to understand other people's emotions. They were sleeping better. They had better skin. How is this happening? He thought. Because I'm just giving these people bacterial strains, probiotics, in very industrial amounts. And they were getting all these amazing effects. So they even found that their testosterone levels were going up. And they found that oxytocin levels were going up. And these two hormones are profoundly powerful on not just your body, but on your mind, you see? So if you want to transform effortlessly, one way is to just go get testosterone injections. You know that that instantly changes not just your body fat, not just your muscle mass, not just how you look, but men who are going through andropause, the midlife crisis where testosterone drops, when they get TRT, testosterone injections, not only does their body change, their mind changes. Their depression goes away, their indecisiveness goes away, their anxiety goes away, their energy comes back. They literally transform physically and mentally. This is well documented. And so your hormones instantly and effortlessly transform you. But who wants to go and start taking testosterone? It's a lot of money, and if you can do it naturally, why not? Because once you go on TRT, there's no coming back, because that just means you're hooked up to the machine, which means when you're not hooked up to the machine, you're not going to feel the same. You're going to feel down, and you're not going to be able to produce the results yourself. Your balls shrink. So we don't want your balls to shrink. We want you to be able to create it on your own, okay? So number one is hormones. How do you change your hormones? We talked about testosterone. Now we're going to talk about, that's an O. That's not a Q. That's an O. Oxytocin. Oxytocin is known as the love hormone. And people who have deficiencies in oxytocin, they're more isolated, they're more lonely, they can't read social cues as much, they're more depressed, and they isolate themselves. They don't feel this sense of belonging. It's hard for them to make eye contact. They have higher rates of theft and violence. So it's very strange. These brain chemicals, these hormones, these powerful actors in our body are changing our body and our mind. And we really don't know how much they impact our mind and our body. People underestimate the influence of hormones on their mind and their body. But what I want us to understand is that it's not just your mind that controls your body, it's also your body that controls your mind, okay? So just as a thought experiment, what do you think would happen if you took a woman and you started injecting testosterone into her? Well, we've done this. Not me personally. I don't have a lab or anything. But there have been experiments where they do this. And what happens is not just hair growth, deeper voice, more muscle mass, leaner body, facial hair growth, not just all that stuff. The defining of the jaw, less moon face, but their personalities change. These women start acting dominantly, decisively, with more assertiveness, with more aggression, with more action, without caring about what's going on the outside. This feeling of invincibility, invulnerability, just power. You just go through, you just do it, you just blurt it out, you just go for it, you just break through the wall. These women started portraying all of these characteristics. And so it changed their personality, and it changed how they thought, it changed how they felt, just through testosterone. So we have many, many examples looking at men and women realizing that simply changing their hormones changes their mind sphere. Everything about their personality, effortless change. They don't have to do affirmations, they don't have to do meditation. Your hormones change your mind. And guess what? That's what we're doing too with our mind. We're changing our hormones, we're changing our emotions, we're changing our personality from the inside as well. So we're approaching it from both ways. It's like some people just want to fight with one hand tied behind their back. Like, I'm just going to do it with the physical tools. I'm not going to use the mental tools. Why would you do that? You fight with both fists up. Boom, boom, boom. You got to use your mind. You got to use meditation. And you got to use biohacking. They both complement each other. The mind complements the body, and the body complements the mind. So you have to understand the interconnection between them. Feed both of your faculties. Feed your brain. Use your brain to direct your body, and use your body to direct your brain towards success. Okay? And it's very powerful. So not just the testosterone, but the oxytocin. Gut bacteria are responsible for creating both of these. That's why they call it your second brain. You've heard that before. Your gut is your second brain. Okay? Now, it's a lot deeper than just testosterone and oxytocin, but I wanted to introduce this topic with those two superheroes. That's like releasing Superman and Wonder Woman into your body, and they go around and they just make everything function so much better. We already talked about all the benefits. So it's not just these guys, though. There's more superheroes that you can get into your gut. Have you heard of serotonin? So serotonin is a brain chemical, a neuropeptide, and it influences almost every single function of your body, from sleep to energy to mood to digestion. And 80% of it, 80% of it is created in your gut. Okay? So you've heard of people taking antidepressants. That works on your serotonin system. Okay? So you're trying to modulate serotonin so that people feel and think better. They have more energy. They get to bed on time. They sleep well. So there's billions and billions and billions of dollars being put into these drugs because they have a profound impact on people's mood and how they behave in their body. All right? But if you don't have your gut functioning correctly, then 80% of this is going to be detracted. So you're paying hundreds of dollars to take this SSRI, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor, which is just trying to give your brain more serotonin. But your own body is a serotonin factory if you understand how to biohack it, if you understand your own body. So why are people so obsessed with learning about everything else, XYZ, Kardashians and sports, but they're not interested in their own well-being, their own physiology? Isn't this the coolest thing in the world? This factory. And when you modulate it and you don't have to take medications or drugs or go on the machine and do hormone replacement therapy, what if you were the hormone replacement factory? What if you were the factory? What if you could change your factory? Hundreds of dollars per month you'd be saving, you've been creating just in your gut. You don't need these external sources that will eventually drain you. See, that's the scam, is that eventually if your body isn't able to create what it's meant to create, you're outsourcing it, then your body is secretly falling apart. Your body is supposed to be the creator of all of these hormones. You're supposed to be self-sufficient. It's like getting fed from a machine from the outside and not empowering your own physiology does have implications. So what we want to do is be able to make all of these on our own. So it's not just serotonin though. What about the hormone of motivation? What is that? What about the hormone that gets you motivated to go out and to find food, to accomplish goals, to find a mate, to break through the wall, that actually makes it feel good as you do all these things? The reward-seeking mechanism in your body is a hormone. It's a neuropeptide. It's called dopamine. I'm spelling these wrong on purpose. Dopamine, okay? This is what makes pursuing your goals feel good. It makes progress feel good. It makes you feel like you have drive. Like when you're reading, it'll motivate you to go read a book because it connects it to reward seeking. It connects it to finding the goal. And so dopamine is created in the gut. So if you don't have motivation, it could very be well testosterone, oxytocin, serotonin, dopamine. You need dopamine. This is the feel-good hormone. This is what makes doing stuff feel good. When I'm presenting this to you, I'm feeling dopamine because it's related to me helping you. It's related to me accomplishing a goal. If I help you, then I get helped too. If I can make you better, then my life gets better. But it's not just thoughts. That is a hormone in your body. And so people have different levels of this hormone. And the more that they have, the more naturally they're just driven to go do stuff, like Tony Robbins. He actually got diagnosed with a brain tumor that was secreting growth hormone and more dopamine in his brain, which is why he's just a monster. He just goes out and he's just screaming. He's just motivating people. He has to do it. His brain is on this steroid, and it's just making him a beast, an absolute force of nature. He's just so in there. And I'm not saying that that's the only thing. It's not just that makes Tony Robbins Tony Robbins. But you can see tremendous results when you just start changing the hormones in your brain. So, what about this one? People talk about stress, right? What is the stress hormone? What do you feel when you're in fight or flight? You're going to court. Cortisol. Again, spelling these wrong purposely. So did you know that your gut health is related to the amount of cortisol that you're creating? Because it's also related to GABA. So GABA is that chill guy in your brain. He's that chill guy that just makes you feel like, man, this is great. Like, man, life's good. Look at everything we got. This is so chill. Man. He's that guy. Just calms you right down. Cortisol is the opposite. Cortisol is like, oh my gosh, do you know what's going on right now? Do you know what we have to do? Do you know what's gonna happen if we don't take action? Wow, oh my gosh, the world is so crazy. Do you know what they are doing out there? Doesn't it make you mad? Doesn't it piss you off? Oh my God, we gotta go. This is horrible. It's cortisol. So too much of that will pump you up too much. It will drain your testosterone. So high cortisol, low testosterone. It has to be that way. They inhibit each other. They're mutually antagonistic. That's the scientific way of saying it. High testosterone, low cortisol. They actually need the same building block, cholesterol. So you start using bricks for this guy, you don't have bricks for this guy, and vice versa. Okay? So we don't want too much cortisol because that's going to throw off our entire system. And the more cortisol you have, it's not just about lowering GABA, it's about lowering thyroid. So you know everyone's saying, I'm fat because I have a hypothyroid. My thyroid ain't working. I'm not creating enough thyroid hormone. Well, this is very true. So you could not be losing weight because you have a thyroid that's not working. It's kind of like you have an inferno that's supposed to be burning all the wood, but it's so weak. It's like a little ember in there. It's not burning the wood. It's not burning your fat. And so your thyroid isn't creating the hormones, the fire that you need to burn the wood, give you energy, and actually burn the fat. Okay? So I hope you're starting to see all the effects of having unhealthy gut bacteria and the wrong gut bacteria and not having the superheroes in your gut makes a huge difference on your hormones. And your hormones affect not just your brain, but your body. So here's another one. What's the opposite of testosterone? Estrogen. So gut dysbiosis, which just means having harmful gut bacteria overpopulated in your gut, is linked to too much estrogen. So estrogen is what feminizes a guy, gives him man boobs, makes his voice weak, decreases his energy. Guys who have too much estrogen have a lot more fatigue. And we're not just getting estrogen from the dysbiosis, we're getting estrogen from everywhere. So estrogen is in plastics. So every time you're drinking from a plastic bottle, you're slowly seeping in estrogen into your system. Estrogen is in a lot of the pharmaceuticals. It's in the water, which is why you have to reverse osmosis your water. Crazy stuff is happening out there. So these women are taking drugs that increase their estrogen, like birth control, and they're peeing in the water, obviously. And, you know, the water that gets into our system eventually keeps on circulating. You know, we add chlorine and bromide and all this stuff to try to like kill all the living entities in it, but you can't filter out the estrogens in the water. So you can clean the water, and if you look into how the public health system tries to clean the water, it doesn't filter out the subtle amounts of estrogen in it, which is why you need to get a water filter. So this is why guys are going through andropause in their 30s and 40s now, which is decreasing of testosterone because your hormones are getting jacked up because of all the chemicals, because of the change in the hormones, because of your gut dysbiosis. You see, there's so many ways that our guts and our hormones are getting assaulted nowadays. And what that means is you're literally changing. You're changing as a man. You're morphing into a female. You're morphing into a woman. If your testosterone is not on point and you have high estrogen, which is why you see your body changing, which is why you see a lot of these deformed bodies walking around nowadays. Strange looking bodies. Too fat, pot bellies, skinny fat, obesity, man boobs, moon faces. Not that if you have a bigger face that's objectively a worse thing, but a lot of times hormones are actually the cause of these changes. Okay, so weight gain because leaky gut. Leaky gut, okay. So talking about leaky gut. People who have gut dysbiosis, bad gut health, they start developing digestive issues and bowel issues. And what happens is you have your intestines that are pushing food along your digestive tract, they start getting holes. Little holes. That's called leaky gut. And they get these little holes because the bacteria that's supposed to be in there creating the Great Wall, they start breaking down. So the mucus lining, the Great Wall of defense in your gut, in your intestines, is getting broken down. Ba, 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 ba. And then what's happening is little molecules from what you're digesting is getting into your whole body. And that's horrible. Not only is it bad for your digestion, but it starts creating all kinds of horrible symptoms throughout your whole body. So this is an entire topic in itself, but it can create brain fog, insulin resistance. You can't eat a lot of sugar, you start feeling fatigued, chronic fatigue, skin issues that don't go away with just creams because it's coming from your gut, bloating, gas, diarrhea. Many different symptoms are coming from this just because you don't have good gut health. And so you restore the proper bacteria in your gut, and then you have mucus, I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's a really long bacteria name. Mucosophila bacteroides. Okay. I'm not even going to try. So it just starts building mucus in your system, and that mucus creates that Great Wall of China in your gut so that you don't have leaky gut. So if you have a lot of strange symptoms in your body, it could be because your gut health. All right, so brain fog comes from not having proper levels of dopamine, serotonin, and GABA. Okay, so we talked about those. Mood disorders come from not having enough serotonin, dopamine, and GABA. So the point is, it's unbelievable how much is happening just from our gut health. This is why Hippocrates said, all disease begins in the gut. Okay? This guy was enlightened. This guy was very smart. He also said, let your food be your medicine. He knew. What's barbaric is nowadays the way that medicine is looking at your health. Okay? They're not going to understand these concepts. They're not going to get you better on your own. They're just going to sell you a lot of drugs. Okay? So what do you do? Now that we understand the power of hormones and the power of gut health, and how it's even linked to things like diabetes, insulin control, blood sugar regulation, what do you do? Okay, so this is what I want to start us off with. So it's not just about weight loss. It's about effortless transformation, guys. And it's effortless because your body is going to be working for you. But to get started, what we have to understand is what's actually harming your gut health first, okay? It's not just about planting seeds of probiotics. It's about getting rid of all the bad dirt, all the stones, all the thorns in your gut, figuratively speaking, okay? So first we have to weed the garden, take away all the stones and the thorns. Then we have to plow the field, then we'll plant the seeds, okay? So the first thing that you want to avoid if you're looking at having actually good gut health is avoiding all the toxins in the food. Toxins in general, Okay, we already mentioned the water, so get that reverse osmosis water filter. Really, really important. Again, you're not just filtering out the estrogens, you're filtering out so many other chemicals like fluoride, bromide, chloride, chlorine. Don't underestimate these things. These things are endocrine disruptors, which just means they completely ruin your hormones. They completely ruin your organs that are creating these hormones. This is disease and death causing substances, and they're doing it to try to protect you from the bacteria. Trying to nuke all the bacteria, but you're also nuking your good bacteria. So, filter. Food. Food has all kinds of chemicals that are ruining your gut health. All right, so I got this from William Davis as well. He talks about gut grenades. So, water filter, food. You want to look at pesticides, okay? Pesticides are absolutely gut grenades. They actually kill probiotics, good bacteria in your gut. Why? Because it's an antibiotic. It's actually an antibiotic, this Roundup Ready glyphosate. So what you want to do is organic produce. Pretty much everything. But if you want to save some money, just look at the Dirty Dozen list and don't eat those, okay? Because those have the most pesticide use, period. There's also the Clean 15, and those are the foods that usually don't get sprayed with a lot of glyphosate or pesticide, okay? So also talking about food, it's common sense, but when you're eating food that has been man-made, there's all kinds of preservatives, chemicals, and horrible things that aren't even food in those products, okay? So everybody knows not to eat like McDonald's and the Big Macs and Taco Bell and all that. But what about the fake health foods? What about the foods that are passed off like they're healthy, like shredded cheeses? If you look at the ingredients list, you're going to see a lot of chemical sounding ingredients. It sounds like you're back in chemistry class and they're talking about sodium sorbate or potassium chloride. It's in your food. It's because it increases the shelf life. But again, those things bioaccumulate and they disrupt your gut health and your hormones and they ruin your health. So don't mess around with them. I say just eat around the corners of the supermarket. Don't even look at the foods that are packaged, wrapped, like cereals, candy bars, granola bars. Most of those things just have preservatives and gums and strange things. Get the real deal. Get it how it appears in nature, okay? We're talking about food colorings, preservatives, all of those nasty chemicals. It's really horrible for you. So, no chemicals. I also want us to talk about gluten and gliadin. I'm going to write gluten/wheat. So Dr. Davis goes deep into this in his book, Wheat Belly and Supergut. Basically, they're unnatural foods that our digestive system isn't made to be eating, especially because it's all GMO now, okay? So long story short, in nature, if you're just walking around and you walk by wheat fields, your body doesn't want to eat it. Why? Because it just looks like a stalk of grass. It looks like a big stalk of grass. There's no way for you to eat it. It's only agriculture that is able to break it down and extract the little grain particles. Okay, so in nature, you walk by wheat, your body doesn't even salivate. It doesn't look at it like fruit or anything. It just looks at it like it's grass. So if you start trying to eat grass or wheat or leaves, what's going to happen? Stomach disruption, because you don't have the digestive enzymes. You weren't meant to eat it, okay? But we're all eating it, and they're putting it in everything. So you'll find once you stop eating gluten, wheat, and gliadin, that it's going to calm your gut. You're going to have better digestion. You're going to have better brain health. And you're not going to have this crushing fatigue, these stomach pains. A lot about your health is going to improve. Your weight is going to improve. And all you have to do is start maybe a week, maybe a couple days, you're going to find taking out wheat and gliadin from your diet, breads, oatmeals, any kind of cakes, any kind of granola, it's in a lot of different ingredients. You're going to find your health is going to transform because your gut health is improving. Because we're not meant to eat wheat and gliadin. Everybody knows about sugar, so I'm not going to really talk about that a lot, but just be aware of it. You can eat fruit, but don't eat the added sugar, even if it's a healthy form of sugar. Just don't eat added sugars, and you'll be more safe. People talk about also seed oils like canola, okay? Especially canola. Any added oil, and believe me, they're sneaky, they're everywhere. They change how the food tastes, but all these oils are horrible for your gut. They completely disrupt everything about your bacteria in your gut. So we're talking every single kind of oil, vegetable oil, canola oil, safflower oil, sunflower oil, grapeseed oil, rapeseed oil, everything besides olive oil, coconut oil, avocado oil, maybe sesame oil if you get a good kind, okay? So you'll find if you start eliminating all these gut grenades, all of the benefits, the energy, the strength, the mental clarity, the emotional well-being, everything's going to start changing. So that's what I would say in terms of diet. So just by doing that, we're clearing out all the rocks and the thorns. Now we're ready to start actually incubating some good bacteria. Okay? So what you want to do is start incorporating natural forms of probiotics into your diet before you start going heavy duty with the probiotics that I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the secret formula. So what you want to do is just start eating more fiber. So that just means fruits and vegetables, beans, seeds, legumes. So start eating a lot of that stuff. A lot of spinach, a lot of peas, a lot of beans. Start eating all of that stuff. Next thing you want to do is start incorporating more natural fermented foods. So here we're talking about sauerkraut, kimchi. Who likes some pickles? All this stuff has amazing probiotics in it, and it has the fiber. It has prebiotics in it, and this is the starting point. This is starting to plant these naturally really healthy seeds into your gut. Okay, so all those fermented foods, kombucha, sambuch, kefirs, and yogurt. All amazing. Okay, start having a couple servings of those a day. Get those into your diet. When you look at societies that incorporate these kinds of foods, you'll see longevity, energy, happiness. Boom. Italy, France, Norwegian countries, really good about this kind of stuff. Okay, so another point on the fiber, eat a variety of different vegetables, okay? Onions, leeks are okay. If you're trying to do spiritual stuff, don't eat onions or garlic, but if you're not, go ahead and eat a variety, because what it's doing is this food for the good bacteria in your body that are going to be creating these hormones for you. So some natural antibiotics that will start clearing away bad bacteria naturally, that's what we're going to talk about now too, which really comes before what we just covered, the seeds that you're planting. But you know what? You can do it at the same time, because this is going to be lifestyle anyways. And before we get into that, just a quick note, antibiotics. When people take antibiotics, it's shown that the more rounds of antibiotics they take, the increased risk of heart disease, cancer, all-cause mortality increase. And that's just because you're disrupting your hormones, you're disrupting your gut health, you're disrupting your digestion, and all disease starts in the gut. How are you going to be healthy if you can't even digest and extract nutrients right? So be very conservative with antibiotics. We see antibiotic use skyrocketing. They just prescribe it for everything. And believe me, I've taken antibiotics before coming back from India. It messes with you. It messes with you, okay? You can come back from it though. This is how you come back from it. So, natural antibacterials. Herbs. Herbs have powerful compounds that will naturally fight all of these demons, these little enemies in your gut. So, among the most powerful are cloves. Has eugenol. Amazing. Dr. Davis talks about cloves in particular. Olive oil also has very powerful compounds in it that completely cleanses your gut. So you want to get a lot of these. You know, all of the traditional herbs that the Catholic monks would eat, like thyme, oregano, basil. Most people know about turmeric. Turmeric and neem. Amazing combination that really gives you sexual control, transmutates all of your not all of it, some of your sperm into brain power, into overall vitality, but it's also cleaning your gut. So these are all profoundly powerful. They have amazing chemicals that are naturally going to kill and clean out your gut. So include these on the daily basis. So these should be in your diet every single day with everything else that we're doing. I hope you see the picture coming together. So now that we talked about what to avoid, how to start cleaning and cleansing, what to start eating in your diet, once you've handled all these things, now, my friend, now you're like the soldier who's ready for the bazooka. You've done basic training. Now you're ready for the bazooka. If you haven't done any of these, then don't go running for the bazooka because it can have backlash, okay? You want to have your lifestyle on point before you start fighting with the bazooka. Learn how to put up your defenses so that the enemy isn't just leaking in. Learn how to use a rifle. You don't always have to use a bazooka. Bazooka sometimes can hurt you if you just use that bazooka without the basic training, okay? So now what we're going to do is I'm going to tell you about the most powerful probiotics that you can take and how to start incubating them into your system. These are the probiotics that scientifically have been shown to increase testosterone and oxytocin the most and regulate everything that we talked about. Serotonin, dopamine, getting rid of estrogen, producing all the wonderful effects on your skin, your mind, your energy, your strength in the gym, your connection to other people, your mood, your attitude. This is the fountain of youth. This is one of the ultimate biohacks that effortlessly changes your physiology and your brain. I've done this for 2 years. It works. So Dr. Davis talks about this in his book Supergut. Okay, so there's evidence here, and this is a movement. So many people are getting amazing results with this. So this is it, guys. It's called Super Gut Yogurt. And there's a reason why it works. It's because you incubate Lactobacillus reuteri. I actually spelled that right. L-R-E-U-T-E-R-I. Lactobacillus reuteri. There's specific strains. I'll put the link in the description for how to actually get the particular strains of this bacteria so that you can start doing this process. Okay, it's very easy. You just buy 30 tablets off Amazon. It's 20 bucks. what you could do is just start taking those tablets. They're tasty, taste like little oranges. But the secret is actually take it in mega doses. So how do you take it in mega doses? It's not about eating all those little tablets. It's about creating the super gut yogurt with L. reuteri. So what you do is you ferment this with half and half, some cream, and you put a food in there for it. Inulin. Inulin, I'll actually tell you how much in a second. L. reuteri and half and half organic. Okay, so you have 1 liter of this, 10 tabs of this, and I'll show you. I'll make a video after this. I'll attach it of me making this. It's super duper easy. And inulin, it's 2 tablespoons. Really easy formula. Okay, so those 3 things, all you have to do is ferment that. Okay, so we're going to ferment for 36 hours at 100 degrees. That's it. That's how you make the yogurt. That's the secret formula. That is Dexter's secret. That is Dr. Davis's secret. And all you do is eat half a cup a day. Half a cup a day has an estimated 250 billion CFUs, colony-forming units of probiotics, of Lactobacillus reuteri. This is why it's so strong, because it's a mega dose. You know, you eat a bottle of kombucha might only have 6 billion CFUs. This is half a cup, 250 billion. You know what I mean? So if you're eating yogurt that only has 5 billion, multiply that by 10 and you have 50. By 20 and you have 100. By 40 and you have 200. So you're eating 50 times the probiotic dose of most probiotics. So that's baby talk compared to what we're doing. So not only are these guys probiotics, they're soldiers. They're like Arnold Schwarzeneggers in your gut, killing the bad bacteria too. Constantly killing them. Because they release what's called bacteriocins. So they're soldiers. They're not just producing the results, they're taking over your gut. They're these holy warriors inside your gut. And that's how you make it. So I really want to encourage you to try this after you do all the other steps. This is something that you won't hear from a lot of other people. Tim Ferriss isn't talking about this. A lot of the other biohackers are just going to try and sell you really expensive stuff. This is not expensive. Half and half for a liter is $3. This is $20. This is like $10. And you can make this for years, okay? After you've made your yogurt, oh, I didn't tell you how to ferment it. I'll finish this thought. After you make this yogurt, you don't have to buy the L. reuteri again. You just take 2 tablespoons of your yogurt, throw it in with the inulin and the half and half, and you can make it again and again and again and again and again. So it's self-sustaining. So let me tell you how to actually ferment it. You get something called a sous vide. A sous vide stick. I think I spelled that right. It's basically just a stick that you put in water. You say for how long and what temperature, and it just makes the water that temperature, okay? So all you do is put these ingredients in a mason jar, put it in a big basin of water with the sous vide stick, and it'll heat it at 100 degrees for 36 hours. And there you go. That's how you ferment it. So this is the secret formula, guys. You didn't have to read the book. You didn't have to sign up for the infinite health coaching that Dr. Davis had. Just brought it straight to your doorstep. just for you, saved you the 10 hours of reading the book, saved you the membership of having to learn that and troubleshoot. So do this and you'll see effortless transformation. I'm not just saying this. You have to really feel the results yourself. When you start having good gut health, powerful digestion, you'll feel your workouts just feel so strong, so much motivation, so much clean, clear energy. When you start feeling your testosterone increase and your oxytocin, you just feel naturally drawn to people. You just feel so embraced and comfortable with people. And when your brain is working right, with all the correct hormones, you just feel in the zone. You feel centered. You feel like a beast. It doesn't have to be hard. You see, a lot of people are chasing their tail, trying to find fitness and trying to find well-being by chasing all these wrong approaches. And that's why failure after failure after failure, they're just taking your money. It doesn't work. They're just giving you the drugs, selling you the drugs. They're just doing all these processes on you that don't really solve your pain, your energy, your physiology. This does. This, my friends, does. This is your health. This is your interiority. This is your inner metabolism. This is your inner economy. This is your well-being. This is your current happiness, your future success. This is the wellspring of life. It's the Holy Grail, okay? Finding the health within yourself, respecting your body like it's a temple, caring about it, and doing the things that your body wants you to do. Putting in the effort. It's not that hard. What's hard is trying to be healthy the wrong way. What's hard is being unhealthy and sick and suffering your whole life. What's hard is spending all your money on the wrong things that never bring you health, and you just get sicker and more miserable, more depressed, more fat, more ugly. That's hard. Trust me, I felt it. This is easy. You just put in a little bit of upfront effort, and all of a sudden, you have this wonderful machine that just takes you to the moon. That's what we want. Little bit of effort to summon this amazing spaceship that will take you anywhere you want. That's what we're doing. So I want to encourage you. This is worth it. This is everything about your success. This is everything about your happiness and your health. Watch this video a couple times. Little by little, start installing all these changes. Use the Silva habit replacement meditation to start ingraining all these behavior changes into your life one at a time. Journal about this. Write down every aspect of your diet that you're going to change, of your lifestyle that you're going to change, and go down the list over the days and weeks and start checking things off. I got the water filter. Okay. I'm not eating as much sugar. Good. I'm checking my foods for oils that I don't want to have. Okay, good. I'm taking away all the chemicals out of my food. Okay, good. I'm off the antibiotics. I'm off the medications. I'm eating the foods that don't have pesticides. I'm eating organic. You start checking these things off, meditating on the ones that are more difficult for you to change, changing your habits. This is improving your system. You know, we talked about in the habit series, changing your system and the 1% effect. 1% change, and you'll find yourself in a completely different reality in a short matter of time. Trust me, this is life-changing information that if you take action on, you'll start seeing the benefits, and it compounds and it compounds and it compounds. And all of a sudden, you're going to look at yourself in a couple months, and you're just going to think, wow, I am amazing. I am sexy. And it becomes so easy. So at first, yeah, you're taking your mind and you're taking some time to start changing things. The real work is just changing your effed up lifestyle. Once you actually change it, everything just flows. Okay? So it's just pulling the weeds. You just pull out the wrong thinking, the wrong behavior. You just stop effing yourself up. Once you stop effing yourself up by doing the wrong thing, thinking the wrong things, you're done. Then it's just like a garden that just grows and grows and grows. Then the tree is planted and it just grows and grows and grows. You don't have to do anything. It just grows and grows and grows. Your body just heals and heals and heals. You don't have to do anything. It just does it. It just does it. So I'm telling you, this is the real health. This is what your doctor should have told you. This is what we should have learned in school growing up. This is what we have to change about our society and our culture if we don't want people to keep on getting stupider and stupider, sicker and sicker, weaker and weaker, and just getting leached from the system that's just selling you garbage. They're cheap garbage. Not anymore. Because everyone's waking up, all right? So this is the movement. Congratulations, you're part of it. We are changing the course of humanity by changing people's health, by waking up, by rebelling against all of these BS methods, BS products, the BS that they're trying to feed us for their own advantage. This is the revolution. You're part of it. So I want to say good job. I want to say good job. You're here, you're listening, you're open-minded, and you're willing to do what it takes to change yourself, to change the society. You know, you matter. Your vote and your decisions matter. The way that you live matters. The way that you live changes how other people live. It matters. And your energy that you're changing, your health that you're changing, your mindset that you're changing, changes everyone around you instantly. You don't even have to do anything crazy. Just being different changes the world. Being healthier and happier, more integrated, changes the world. And just watch. Just watch. As you change, this is the movement. So thanks for being part of it. So I want to tell you, I care about you. I believe in you. We got this. You got this. You can take back your health, and no matter where you are, no matter how long you've been struggling, no matter how hard you think it's been, there's hope. You can do it, and this is a piece of it, and we're in this together. Don't despair. Don't give up hope. Don't quit. Never give up. Always remember, you can find a way, and you can make a way if you can't find a way. And that's what we're all about here. So I want you to be part of this. I want you to be part of this with me. We're here in this together. This is my life purpose. I want to see people healthier and more successful. I want to see people transform their bodies and their minds. I want to see the health landscape of this culture transform. So like the video, help me spread this message. Spread this, send this to somebody who can help. Watch it again and again. Transform your life with this. And also check out my playlist, the 42-day masterclass. This is part of that masterclass where I walk you through 6 weeks of all the most profound, life-changing habits and behaviors. Whether it's meditations, changing your subconscious mind, changing your habits through changing your mind, changing your body, the biohacking secrets just like this, that have taken me years, 15 years plus. I've been studying health. I've been trying to understand how to transform my body, my clients' bodies, health, get rid of pain, all of these things, weight loss, energy, confidence, resilience in your body and your mind. I put the best of my best into this 6-week masterclass. I'm giving it to you right now for free. I want you to change. I want you to transform for the better. I want you to be able to accomplish your goals. Check out that masterclass. It walks you through day by day. It'll transform you. It's the best that I have. It's the best that the best in the world have. And I found it. That's why I want to share it. It's amazing stuff. And it's not just biohacking. It's also hacking your brain, hacking your energy, hacking into the deepest parts of your own motivation, your heart, to become a stronger person. Okay? I feel like it's a mission from heaven to bring true health and healing to people. So Check all that out. Thanks for being here. Have fun implementing this. I'll see you in the next video.